Six ways to make your room look more cool, more sexy, more warm. Let's dive in. Give this video a big thumbs up, consider subscribing, turn on the bell notification for more such videos. Hello you guys, I'm Parshvika. On this channel Equidelia, we talk a lot about designing not just your room or space, but designing your life, your jewelry, your clothes, everything. Because designing is everything. So why not just make it universal? So here we are. Let's talk about the 6 simple, cool ways in which you can make your room look more aesthetically pleasing and more eye-catching. Let's begin. The first tip I have for you is do not hang your wall art so high. Sometimes people do this mistake. They make their wall art hang so high that the eyes, when a person observes the hanging art, the eyes goes onto, like, the eyes goes in the lower part of the hanging wall art, which kind of like not that appealing. It looks more appealing when our eyes go in the middle of the hanging wall art. So that's the first rule. Don't hang your wall art too high. Make it like in the center so that the eyes of the viewer, of the observer coming in the room, will going to go in the middle of the wall art. The second tip I have for you is match your aesthetic room, translate architecture, translate interior designing into a wearable colors or wearable style. This is something new, not many people talking about it. People don't connect the fashion designing, jewelry designing with the interior designing, but I like to connect all the pieces together because we want designing in all the areas of our life. So why not connect them together? Because the principles, the rules of designing apply to all the areas of our life, whether it's home, whether it's furniture, whether it's kitchen, whether it's claywares, potwares, whether it's jewelry, fashion. So really translating them to your wearable assets is important. Like, for example, if you're in a room with textured wall or a bamboo kind of this things, you can have a jewelry, like a woman in the room wearing a jewelry, kind of like having a textured in her own jewelries, like a metal rings or textured one, a little brushed one, unpolished one, or could have a bamboo necklace or bamboo earrings if that's possible, or kind of like a fashion designing, a clothing matching to that. So something that's kind of like not just you are living in your room for designing, you're breathing in that, you're actually feeling into that when you're moving that architecture, not just in your home interior but also in your space, in terms of your clothes, in terms of your jewelry, whatever you are having. Okay, the third rule for asymmetry. A lot of the people think that have to be symmetrical. Of course the symmetrical does work, but asymmetry creates more kind of like the unique look, and the odd number works amazingly well, especially if you're decorating a book space, a bookshelf, or a wardrobe, or a table, a coffee table. Having a rule of odd number works. Instead of putting 2 things, put 3 things. So rule of 3 along with the rule of odd numbers along with the rule of asymmetry works magic. So if you're decorating a coffee table, maybe you can put one small pot, then another one you could put one gemstone, another you could put a kind of like a clayware set, a textured clayware set. So kind of like a rule of 3. Asymmetrical, odd number works amazingly well. Fourth one I have for you, use nature as your statement piece. We do need a statement piece. We do need a focal point where eyes goes, where all the attention goes, and everything else create the harmony and balance with that. So you can not just have a small plant hanging there here and there. You could have a big plant, a really big plant, not big that is going to cover the entire room, but the big that's going to cover that space, and that could be a focal point. So using nature would be very simple, naturally aesthetically appealing, and we all love plants, we all love nature. Introducing nature could be amazing in terms of statement pieces. It could be the fashion designing. Introducing nature could also be in terms of the textures, in terms of going with the cotton, linen, or bamboo, or jute. That will be like a cotton, natural fibers, natural textures could add more layers, not just to your home and room interior, but also could be your fashion designing, could be your jewelry designing. like going with the natural stones, going with the natural jewelry if you have it, if it's available for you, like the floral jewelries, they are available, some natural flowers. Of course they're not gonna live forever, they're gonna die soon, but then still it's gonna add some touch to your space, to your aesthetics. The fifth one I have for you, no, this is the fifth one. Matching opposing textures. A lot of the people try to use a similar texture, similar color all across their room, and that looks boring. To be frank, it looks boring, but doesn't mean you have to introduce so many colors or so many different textures. But introducing more than two textures would be amazing, or more than one texture would be amazing. Not too many, but also not at all. So having just one color, beige, it's boring. But if you introduce the beige with the blue, if you want to go with the coastal, that would be amazing. Or beige with a little bit brown texture, beige with the green like a plant, that could add more layers, make the space look more expensive, more luxurious, without buying expensive stuffs. Or if you want to, you can buy it, but still it works. Okay, the last one I have for you is introducing some sound, some playlist, some scent in the space. We just not looking the space, we are also breathing the space, we are also feeling the space, and not only the space, we are feeling our own clothes, our own jewelry. And I've noticed this thing personally, I don't know is it for everybody or not, when I change the place, like before we were living in some other space, now we are living in another space, and the space is more big and more aesthetically pleasing, my clothes, my jewelry also changes. And it was very natural, very subtle, very spontaneous, that now I'm recognizing. But before I didn't even recognize that my taste is also changing, because my eyes are looking at something different, and when my eyes are looking something different, I'm gonna feel different, I'm gonna experience something different. So introducing a playlist, a song in the background, or a beautiful natural scent in the background, that's gonna add more layering. Likewise, you can introduce a little bit deodorant or a perfume or something like that if you like, not too strong, not too heavy, but a light, a little bit soothing, with your own jewelries, with your own clothing, that's gonna add a little bit more extra layer, more layer touch, without doing too much here. Hopefully this video makes sense. Let me know, give this video a big thumbs up, and if you have any questions, also let me know. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.